Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we have more Honkai Star Rail news. It's pretty late at night and I'm tired, but I wanted to cover this today because Honkai Star Rail put out a new developer blog post. And if you guys know, Honkai Star Rail never misses with their developer blog posts. We got a Trailblaze power increase in the last one. They announced extensions to the Memory of Chaos. These only ever have great things in them, so I'm looking forward to covering this one today. So why don't we go check out what they have to say. Alright, Hoyoverse, what do you have for me today? I actually haven't even looked at this yet. I have the tab open here. I'm really looking forward to see some of the new additions we're going to get, hopefully in the 1.6 update. Also, before we look at that quickly, they did announce 39 minutes ago the character Black Swan, which I'm not going to cover today, but oh my goodness. This character, Nihility 5-star, you guys know what that means. Anyways, back to what we're talking about today. Voice of the Galaxy, Developer Radio Penacony Special Edition. We'll introduce to you some new system changes coming in the version 2.0 update. Wait a minute, does that mean 2.0 is the next update? I don't know if that's what that means, but I really hope it is. Firstly, let's take a look at the quick enhance function. So this has to do with relic system optimizations. So when we enhance relics, Trailblazers can select the enhance to the next stage option when automatically placing materials. This way, relics can be rapidly enhanced to specific levels. Example, from +0 to +3 or +3 to +6. That is very useful. Currently in the game, to upgrade a relic, it's pretty simple stuff. I mean, you go to your enhance screen, bing, bang, boom, you do the auto add, and this will give you a ton of stats, but it can be a little irritating at times because sometimes you have, for example, like 100 of these purple ones, and you might only want to take this piece to, maybe +6, +9, I mean, who knows? But whenever you click auto add here, it auto adds everything to make it go to +15 immediately, which is slightly irritating because then you have to slowly click the materials. I like this little system optimization. Definitely is going to make our lives a lot easier. Next thing, secondly, when salvaging 5-star relics, Trailblazers will be given new choices. We can either salvage them into lost gold fragments or get relic remains. Now, there is one little problem I have with this, is that is a nice change. However, they should really be decreasing the cost for these like gloves, bodies, feet. This should not cost 100 relic remains, because for each individual relic, we only get, 10 relic remains? I mean, it's not great. In Genshin Impact, for example, with just 3 gold artifacts, you can get 1 in exchange. But in this game, you need 10 gold relic to get 1 in exchange. I mean, that is a very bad ratio. So I think either they do one of two things, or I like to request they do one of two things. Either they decrease the cost to maybe 50, 30, I think that's a good range, or they increase the amount of salvage remains that we get from salvaging some of these pieces. But that's a whole separate issue. I don't think they cover that here, but if they did, that'd be awesome. Just a little note for next patch, maybe. Additionally, the discard relic function mentioned in the last developer radio will be officially available in 2.0. Now, I'm not too familiar with this discard relic function. I can't really seem to find anything online about this, but maybe they'll optimize the way we use the discard relic function. The way it works right now is pretty irritating. If you click the select all button, it will select everything, but you can't really choose between maybe I just want my 4 stars, maybe I just want my 5 stars. And they're not ordered by like locked pieces or non-locked pieces, so you have your locked pieces mixed in here with non-locked ones. I wish there was a way to organize them. I think that's maybe what they're getting into with this new discard relic function, or at least I hope it is. Naturally, the crew has also made some optimizations on the filter function after the 2.0 update. The filter function also comes with the ability to narrow down to exclude stats on certain relics. We can now use filters, displays, stats, just a better way to optimize sorting through your artifacts. Nothing too complicated there. They quite literally just did this in Genshin Impact. Guess they wanted to reflect it in their other game. Finally, the Express crew is currently planning to release a relic set recommendation function. Nothing too big there. I mean, you can just Google all this stuff. I don't think this is the most important change ever, but it's there if you want it in game. Now, next, on to the next subject matter. New universal path material and calcs related updates. Now, what's this? So we're going to be getting something called Tears of Dream. Tears of Dreams can be used to replace path materials. Oh, so I imagine these are going to replace our arrows, for example, that we need for hunt characters, our keys that we need for erudition characters. That is great because those you need so many for so many characters. They are the most annoying material to grind in the game by far. Every other material comes in heaps and droves. Honestly, I've had no problem with EXP books throughout this entire game. No problem with boss materials. We get plenty full of those, but it does feel like you need so many of these path materials. So I'm happy they're adding a way for us to get more of them. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how this works. It is going to be added in the version 1.6 update, so the upcoming update in a couple days. Now, some more version 2.0 news. We're going to be getting subsequent updates with new calcs crimson stages, which will be added to Penacony with some new path farming material, because according to this, for some of the new characters and new light cones, we're going to be getting a whole new path material. Now, does that mean we're getting a new path? I don't know. It's hard to say right now. I know there are more paths in the game than just the 7 listed here. There are multiple more paths, except we haven't seen any characters in those quote-unquote, I guess, mystery paths yet. And they haven't announced any characters that don't take one of the 7 we have already. So I can't really say yet if they're going to add a whole new path. It looks like we'll just have to wait and see. It could just be a whole new material, so don't get your hopes up too high. And then last but not least, they're going to add some more golden calxes, which can drop materials. More common materials, nothing too exciting there. Just a little nice bonus on those golden calxes. It looks like they're actually going to be adding 6 new golden calc stages to kind of meet with demand for all the new updates. So, hey, I guess we'll get a little bit more credits. That's nice. Last thing here, or 2 last things. First, the Orly Crossroads. In version 2.0, the Express crew will introduce the Orly Crossroads system. After a year-long trailblazing journey, do you remember the details of each mission? Hell no. I do not at all. I forget it the next day. In the Orly Crossroads system, each Trailblaze mission, Trailblaze continuation, companion missions, and certain adventure missions will be organized based on their timeline and locations. That is very useful. They're basically organizing the story in one simple menu, from my understanding of this, to make it easier for, any common player to, get an idea of what is happening in the story. Now, I don't know where they'll add this. It could be like a whole new separate section here. Who knows? But I'm actually looking forward to this because I forget the story all the time, and it'd be nice just to have a little diagram to take us through all of it. Now, the final announcement of the Voice of the Galaxy developer blog post is probably my favorite. That is the new light cone manifest store items. After the version 2.0 update, we are going to be getting a new batch of light cones in the Forgotten Hall. Now that is huge. I have been really sick of the current Forgotten Hall light cones. They are just feel outdated. I have every single one. I have multiple of them at Superimpose 5, so I basically have no need for any of these light cones, and I feel like that's the same for most players. So resetting the shop I don't know if they do this every big update. So for example, if they do it in 2.0, then they do it in 3.0, I think that is an amazing decision. So a big recommendation for me to all players right now: save that luminescent afterglow for some of these new light cones, because who knows, we could be getting really good light cones in the shop. It's hard to say. So I recommend hoarding as much of that as you can for those new light cones. And yeah, that's about everything in this developer blog post. Really good one. Not my favorite one, but it's still a very strong post, which gave us a bunch of new stuff for that new update. Anyways, guys, that's going to be all for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'm going to see you all in the next one. Peace.